What we into this week? Are we Comic-Conning this weekend?
Maybe.
Okay. And New York Comic-Con is this weekend, friends. If you're
It starts today.
It
goes
starts
Friday,
today.
Saturday,
it goes to
Sunday.
Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It's a 4-day event. You may want to skip today just based on what the outside looks like. It's kind of shitty and rainy. Mm-hmm. But if you
this isn't going up live until probably Monday. So
bummer.
Yeah.
Bummer.
Maybe
Never
even
mind.
later than that.
Never mind.
We're like,
you won't. It won't matter to you by the time you hear this.
If you want it to matter, if you want us to be more on time with things, send us $1 at patreon.com/whatweinto. Yeah. Then we can give up our day jobs. Then we can have more time editing. We can spend even more time podcasting. We'll have outtakes.
Mostly, I'll just get more beautiful. I'll just get more beautiful.
The more you drink, the more beautiful you get.
I'm pretty sure that's the rule.
That is the rule.
I'm pretty sure that's how science works, too.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to mention it last episode. So I'll bring it up now. Mm-hmm. I don't think it was what I was into, but it was an interesting experience.
Which was?
I'm serving tables in the restaurant that I work in the back garden kind of area. It's about 9 o'clock at night.
Okay.
And one of the other waiters comes up to me and she's like, oh man, Fox News is here. I'm like, Fox News, why?
Okay.
And she's like, they want to interview somebody. You have to do it. I'm
Wait,
like,
do you get interviewed by Fox News?
Yes.
Get the fuck out of here,
Yes.
for real?
Yes.
For what?
So...
Wait, this happened last week?
This has happened 2 days ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2 days ago. So, I work in 2 restaurants. I work in one in the East Village. It's very well established. It makes lots and lots of money.
It's some of the best. It's the best gnocchi I've ever had in the city.
They don't need publicity.
They don't need it.
The second restaurant I work at.
Can I say it though?
What?
Can I say it though?
Say what?
The name of the restaurant.
You can say it. Sure, go ahead.
Supper. It's so good. Supper NYC. It's so good. Oh my god.
Sure.
Their chicken parm is the shit. I'm sorry. I promised myself I wouldn't do this. Their gnocchi. Their kale gnocchi is the shit.
Yeah.
I'll fight you if you disagree. I'll fucking fight you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
They've supported me for a long time. The other place I work at is very much like Supper. It's in Carroll Gardens. It's literally half a block from my house. It's kind of a no-brainer for me.
Right around the corner.
And I work for 2 owners that are also friends of mine. They're doing well, but when there's a chance to promote the restaurant via Fox News or any news outlet,
are you serious?
Yeah, I'm like, okay. It was a moral decision for me. Should I do this? It's Fox News. What do they want to interview me about? What do they want to talk about?
Okay.
Why are they here?
Okay, that's fair.
So I go up and I approach this woman. She's like, yeah,
well, conservatives eat too, so it makes sense.
Exactly. We're just doing... She's like, that's Fox News. How could they make this political? How could they make this political?
Did they make it political? Oh, my God.
Just wait. Just wait.
Oh, I'm on the edge of my fucking seat right now. Holy shit.
So, this is because you're
I'm going to have to find this
last
clip.
episode.
Wait, you got to go find this clip of your ass on Fox News.
I haven't found it. So if you can find it, let me know. This is Fox 5 in New York City. It came on at 10:45. This would have been Tuesday, whatever.
Tuesday.
What is it?
What's
the second?
Today? Thursday?
So it was like...
Today's the 3rd, so it would have been the 1st.
Yeah, the 1st. Tuesday the 1st. Okay, so this woman comes in and she's like, yeah, we're just doing this kind of like, this very... She's like, this really interesting piece... But it's really simple.
Is this the producer of the segment?
Yeah,
or is this the reporter?
It's just this little white girl. She's probably like, I don't know, 27 or something like that. It's so young.
Oh, my God. Oh, God.
And she's got this...
She's got bread.
She's got, like... You know that part in Jackie Brown where, like, Samuel Jackson's like, who's that man dingo-looking blah, blah, blah up there on the wall? It's like that guy, but with a camera. Whatever that actor's name is. He doesn't say anything the whole time. He's just holding the camera, filming her. She's like kind of going around. She's like, so what we're doing is a segment about how people pronounce things, the names of things, the proper pronunciation. I'm like, okay. She's like, so like, look at this word. What does it say? She hasn't started filming yet. She's like, I'm like, that's gnocchi. It was the word gnocchi.
But is she showing you a menu?
She's
or just
giving me
words?
the gist of what she's going to ask me.
Okay.
She's got a list of bruschetta. She's got gnocchi on there.
Okay.
She's got some other pastas.
So Italian words.
Yes, exactly. Italian
words in an Italian restaurant.
Yes, in an Italian restaurant.
Okay.
What are the proper pronunciations? I'm like, okay, fine. You know what I mean? And I make sure. I'm like, you're going to plug the show. She's like, we're definitely going to plug the show. Don't worry. That's, we get it.
Wait, what we into?
No.
You said they're going to plug the show. I was like, wait a minute.
Oh, sorry. Plug, Jesus. I'm always thinking about
you said going to plug the show? You got me excited. I was like, wait, you got Fox News to plug what we into? Motherfucker, are you serious? That's amazing.
That's why we need t-shirts.
I'm working on it. I'm going to make that a thing.
So, we plug the restaurant.
Mm-hmm,
right.
Mm-hmm.
But in my mind, it's all a show. It's one big, long show, guys.
It's called life.
So they start filming. She's like, okay, blah, blah. She's her spiel. She's like, so some people, they say, bruschetta. Some other people say bruschetta. Which do you say? Which is the proper?
Did you ask her, who are these people, and why are you talking to them? No one says it that way. Do people say it that way?
Oh, yeah. You get tons of different pronunciations of everything you can possibly think of in a restaurant.
Okay.
You know, people mispronounce salmon. I'll have the salmon or whatever. You know what I mean? There's weird shit.
Nobody said salmon.
Oh, yeah. We get weird stuff. I've been a waiter for 15 years.
But you've heard the gambit of pronunciations for shit.
Yes, and that's sort of one of the things I say. I mean, this is only for like a minute and a half. It's not a long interview. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, bruschetta is what I say. I've also heard bruschetta. I think they're both correct. She's like, why do you think that is? I was like, well, I just think, there's different places people come from. They pronounce it differently. Uh-huh. She's like, okay. And what about this word here? I'm like, gnocchi? She's like, gnocchi, that's how you pronounce it? I'm like, yes, gnocchi, that's how you pronounce it. She's like, what are some weird pronunciations that you've heard of it before? I'm like, ganache. I've heard ganaki, or I've heard, pretty much anything you think of. She's like, has there ever been a time when somebody has mispronounced something and you've ordered the wrong thing? I'm like, I think about it for a second. I'm like, oh, you know what? Sometimes somebody will say, I'll have the salmon, and I'll think they say, I'll have the same, or I'll have the same, and I ordered them the salmon, and vice versa. So other than that, not that big of a deal. I can tell she's not quite pleased
with your answer.
With my answer, there's something she's getting at. It. This has only been like 35 seconds now.
She's trying to steer you to saying something that she can get an attractive cis white man to say. Please
ding.
Continue.
So she's like, okay, I got one final question. Do you think that does it matter to you? Like, do you think it matters how people pronounce things, or should people just go out and have a good time and not worry about it? And then immediately I'm like, oh, I get this. I understand immediately where this. She's like, because we got so linguist back at this blah 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 blah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, I think it's important that we respect other cultures and how they pronounce things,
Oh, you're never going to see that segment. You're never going to see that segment. That's what you said? That was your answer?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, they buried that shit.
They buried it.
It was like, you spent a day doing nothing, Brooke.
Yeah.
Brooke, get back out there.
I think her name was Brooke. I'm not even joking. I think her name was Brooke. I could tell exactly that was not the answer she was looking for.
Holy shit!
And I was like, I think it's important to go out and experience other cultures, but you got to be respectful, and and part of it is also just learning how to say things and listening to what people say to you.
And what was her response?
Okay, thank you. I'm Brooke, blah 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 from Fox News.
Holy shit!
But now
you're never gonna find that.
No, never.
You're never gonna find it. But she buried that. So
I don't think they used it. My owner, because I texted my owner after that, the owner Suzanne after that, and she sent me a clip of it. And they interviewed a guy talking about Euro versus gyro. You know what I mean? Whatever. And they mentioned the restaurant, but I don't think they actually showed any of the footage. Meanwhile, they sat in the van in front of the restaurant for like 2 hours, I think, editing the footage to get it ready for 10:45 to load it up live. Because I think what they do is they stream it from the van to wherever it needs to go, to coordinate live, whatever.
Oh, wow.
But their van is just this black van.
Yeah, it's like one of those you see in like a spy movie.
Yeah, unmarked, does not say Fox News on it.
No shit.
I thought that was really interesting. I was like, they're not rolling around in a Fox News van advertising who they are. I've seen other news vans.
Wow. Yeah.
They have their whole like call sign up there. Fox News is like, man, we got to be careful around here.
Like, I think it's funny that they thought that you would be their white guy.
I can't. Well, they were ready to interview anybody. They didn't care who it was.
Oh, word?
Yeah. It wasn't
what? You said somebody came back there and was like, you need to do this interview.
I was with.
Were you the only white guy on the floor?
Yeah. Yes, I was the only white guy on the floor. I was with a white girl who I work with, and then a new guy named Calm, who I think he's Filipino. I apologize for not. I just met him 2 days ago. It's not a question. I'm like, so what race are you?
No.
You know what I mean? I think he's Filipino. I could be wrong.
But you were the only white guy in the place that
yes,
fits.
at that time. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Meanwhile, 5, 6 wonderful Mexicans in the kitchen.
No
one's interviewing them.
She's not going to ask a Mexican how you pronounce gnocchi.
No, exactly.
She's like, hey, white guy, Fox, come on. You're my guy. You're my guy. And then you were like, actually, I think, experience of the cultures, and you could just see her just dry up.
Because
That's amazing.
Because I think what she wanted me to say was, nah, it doesn't matter. Go out and just
just have a good time.
You do you, which I think is true in a way.
I feel like once upon a time it is, but now I feel like being conscious of other people is something that we have to start establishing as a thing. Like
100%.
Fine, yes, enjoy your life, but like.
Don't let that stop you from going out to eat.
Right.
Go out to eat. Go to the strange restaurants.
But you don't have to go. Please.
Yeah. Ask how to pronounce something. Say, right. I would like. How do you pronounce this? It's tagliatelle.
Well, there was this. I posted this video of some poetry. We were speaking about poetry recently.
Right.
I posted this video on my Facebook about. There was this poem that this. I want to say Latin girl was saying. She may be in Latin. I'm not, but it was something to the effect of like, "Dear white girl in my Spanish class," and it was dealing with sort of like the respect given, like as a white person learning a foreign language, the respect that, like laughing through the sentence of pronouncing the words that were bloodied into the people who actually speak that, because a lot of people. A lot of the Spanish-speaking, like Mexico and a lot of South America, that's not their actual language. That was what the Spanish brought over here and was like, at the edge of a sword. This is what you speak now.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. And this poem, it got me. Because I was like, whoa. It was. I titled it "Power Poetry" because I was like, holy shit, she killed them.
Yeah.
She killed it.
Dear white girls in my Spanish class. I see you. Stumbling so hard you laugh through entire sentences because my ancestors are a punchline and everything that comes out of your mouth is funny. Funny. Guess I'm used to being a joke, a brown body splayed and smoldering at the corner of your lip. I just want to know, when you hold the sacred sounds on your tongue, do you feel less holy? Why are you here? I bet you thought this class would be easy, since Spanish is what poor brown people speak, right? Not something you actually have to try to understand, not fancy or sophisticated, not like French, the language you love overpronouncing as if compensating for your basic American whiteness. You are not special. You are the reason my grandmother feared her children would speak with accents. So afraid, she buried her first language in the space between blood and bone because your grandparents wouldn't let her make a home outside her body. Did your ancestors protect you from pain by withholding what they knew of a country before this one? Let me be clear. Spanish was given to my people at the end of a sword, forced in our throats gory, sharpened under the colonizer's constant eye. Each rolled R is a red, wet fingerprint pointing me back to this. Spanish is not my native tongue. English is not my native tongue. The languages I speak are bursting with blood, but they are all I have. I own only my hot mouth, speeding against assimilation's clock and a colonial legacy you won't even try to pronounce. So I'll ask again, why are you here? Do you think my grandmother's accent a sickness? One so volatile, you call yourself gringa at every chance, so I won't make fun of you when you make fun of the way my language sounds to you. Don't you know I had to fight for this? For each scrap of culture I could get my hands on, even if its lineage is as European as yours. My father, a black American man, is descended from slaves. I'm not sure if you understand what that means. I am descended from slaves. I want to know where I come from, but I can only trace my history in one direction, so I am here in yet another Spanish class, desperately reaching for a language I hope will choose me back someday. What is it like to be a tourist in the halls of my shame, to not be expected to speak better than you do, to visit Mexico and not care that people mistake you for being from somewhere else? How does it feel to take a foreign language for fun, to owe your history nothing?
And it feels a little bit like what we're kind of discussing here.
Sure. I mean, it's not about like no one's saying you can't say something the wrong way.
Right.
That's not it at all. And the fact that like Fox News is going to come and make a thing out of it, it's like it's not a thing. Just be respectful. That's it. If you say the wrong thing, or if you're unsure of how to say it, or if you're unsure how to pronounce somebody's name, for example, just ask.
Well, there's been so many articles that I've read recently that are like, African names, blah blah blah. Like,
right.
Just ask how to pronounce
just
it.
Ask.
I don't know. I don't even understand how we got on the subject of being like, oh, names are too hard to pronounce. Like, how do you say your name? Such and such. Perfect.
Yeah.
I may take me a couple tries, but...
Or even the extension, which has only happened to me once, is which pronoun do you prefer? It's only happened to me one time, and that's in New York City.
That's new to me now. Like,
yeah.
I've been sitting around script reading tables. We're reading scripts or whatever, and people are like, we're going to go around the table and introduce ourselves and introduce, your preferred pronoun. And, like, that's new to me. Like, that's the world now.
That's also new to primary stages.
Oh.
Say hello to Sarah Matucci and Miranda
dope.
Wilson.
Yeah.
I saw them on Monday.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
Aww. Wait, were you helping them move some shit?
No, I'm doing another writing thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I saw them, and that's the new thing that I noticed in their classes. I don't know if they're pushing
it's
that.
dope.
Yeah, but it was like, say your
pushing...
name and your preferred pronoun.
Because I've done a few readings with them now, and we've done it, like, we've done readings in different spaces, and we've done readings in homes, but it's always sort of on the docket as far as, like, introduce yourself, who you're reading, and your preferred pronoun.
Right.
And that's what's up.
Yeah.
Because
I need
what
the
is
practice. The big deal?
I need the practice.
Yeah.
If that's the world that we're in, let me practice in that world.
Yeah.
Like, what's your preferred pronoun? Blah. I say wolf, bat, sheep.
Sure.
Depends on the day.
Yeah,
I say wolf, bat, sheep. That's my preferred pronoun.
Yeah.
You can call me wolf.
Yeah.
Today.
I'll let you know tomorrow. And I don't know. It's all this unnecessary effort that's going into the idea that it's just
so hard.
It's just fear. It's like people are afraid at Fox News that if they say the wrong pronunciation and don't care about it, somebody's going to jump down their throat. And it's like,
but dude,
if you care, they won't jump down your throat. And even if they do, then you took the right step of asking how to pronounce something. So just that's on them, not on you.
Well, I mean, I don't know if I know we're getting further and further away from our subject matter based on this but like the fear is one of these things that you can monetize. If you can keep people afraid, especially when you're talking about capitalism and like our society is a capitalist society, when you're talking about capitalism, if you keep people afraid, they hunker down and they consume.
Right.
And what do you want? You want consumers in an era where like everything is so readily available to, especially now at your designated spot of like hunkering down. You don't even have to venture out to get the shit that you want now.
Hold on, we got to go to a commercial break here real quick. Just kidding.
I was gonna burp
because that's what happens.
No, you're right. We're gonna cut to this toothpaste that's gonna keep.
And we're
your
gonna sell these commercials to you.
Here's
some fear. Don't worry.
Here's some
Colgate.
Here's some broccoli is killing motherfuckers. Don't eat broccoli.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so
if you want to sponsor the show, please let us know.
So, I mean, like, it's a catch-22. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't.
Yeah. Agreed.
Anyways.
I saw a movie this weekend.
You did see a movie this weekend.
It was my anniversary with my wife.
Aw, so happy anniversary, yo.
I put out the big money.
You know what? I love that you had the anniversary the same month as my birthday.
Yes.
Because I'm going to make this about me now.
Yeah. You can. You can do that.
Yeah. So how was your anniversary, Lawrence?
Happy birthday to Rob, by the way, everyone. If you missed it. Did we do it on mic? We didn't do a happy birthday.
I don't think we did. But it doesn't matter.
When you're turning,
I don't never really celebrate.
When you're turning 25, nobody cares.
Well, I don't celebrate my birthday. You know this about me. Like the way I celebrate my birthday, I'm like, oh shit, it's my birthday. Oh fuck, I'm late for work. Let me go get this beer.
Exactly. What day can I get tanked? I'm not working. That's not my birthday. Got it.
All right, done. All right. Boom. See you then.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, I always feel weird about my birthdays too. I'm always like. Yeah,
wait, your birthday is like near one of the biggest holidays in America.
It's also a birthday that you were either a kid that had his birthday at school, in which case.
And did you?
No, mine
you
was
never had your birthday
July
at school.
5th. Yeah.
Yeah. Because June is the end of fucking school. So yeah. So you never had like a school birthday party with your friends?
No. Well, I remember my mother once. This is just germinated. She made banana nut muffins and brought to school. I think it was for my birthday. And I remember kids like shitting on them, like not being into them.
In July?
This is like second grade. No, it wouldn't have been July. It must have been like if your kid has a summer birthday, like bring something in, or maybe like it was a snack day or something.
We're gonna make the kids who have summer birthdays feel like they're important.
It literally just flashed to me this shameful moment, which I had no reason to be ashamed.
So mom brought like some
banana muffins,
kind of like innocuous,
and like a brown paper bag,
and the kids were shitting on moms.
Some kid, maybe one. It was probably one kid said one thing,
and that's enough.
But in my mind,
that's enough. That was all
I've remembered it for 30 years.
That was
that's what happens when you get older. You have to reassess all of your trauma and think, was that real?
Yeah.
Or was that just me being an overly sensitive bitch?
Bro, that is literally, I have legitimately been spending the last few months doing that. Like, reassessing trauma, being like, was that actual trauma? Or am I just being like an oversensitive bitch?
Some like white trash kid. Or some rich kid. Who knows who I don't even remember that kid it was. Could have been a girl. I had no clue who this kid was.
But he said some shit. You felt a way.
He got his banana muffin and was like, ew. And I was ashamed of my mom's banana muffins. Fuck that. Fuck little me.
Fuck little you.
Thank you, Mom, for the muffins. They're amazing.
Yeah. I've been walking that checklist my damn self, dude. I'm walking that checklist myself.
So we went to see an IMAX. I shelled out a lot of money because it's an anniversary.
Oh shit! How much were? Because this is prime time movie viewing. So
Saturday night
IMAX. Did you go court?
No. There's no IMAX at court. This is up on 34th Street.
Oh, you went into the city.
Yeah. Well, it was a 2-part anniversary. One was to go to this movie, which I'll tell you in just a second. Or you already read the thing, so you know. The other part was to go to Blue Note and see a jazz singer.
Okay.
And it turned out to be more of kind of like a Dave Matthews kind of jam bandy guitar guy. But at one point, he brings this kid on stage who's probably 15 years old. He's like, I've been playing with this kid since he was 10, and for like the last 5 or 6 years, he's a genius. And this kid looks like, in my mind, I was trying to like figure out how to describe him. He looks like a little tiny Jimi Hendrix, like a 15-year-old Jimi Hendrix with like the fro and like slays like Jimi Hendrix. So the main white dude who looks like Jimmy Kimmel, basically like playing this kind of bluesgrass stuff, and he's very, very like talented. But this kid comes out and starts rocking this kind of like rock and roll solos, and it was the best part of the whole night. Was just seeing this kid play these few songs. It was after I had a few more drinks, so that helps. But he was incredible. But the movie we saw in IMAX was Ad Astra.
Right.
Could also be called.
That's what you're reviewing this week.
Yes. Okay. Could also be called Dad Astra, or Brad Astra.
Oh, gross! Don't do that.
It stars Brad Pitt.
This is Major Roy McBride. I'm attempting to reach Dr. Clifford McBride. This is Dr. McBride's son. Dad, I'd like to see you again. I recall how we used to watch black and white movies together, and musicals were your favorite. I remember you tutoring me in math. You instilled in me a strong work ethic. You should know I've chosen a career that you would approve of. I've dedicated my life to the exploration of space. And I thank you for that.
Out there is a crisis of unknown magnitude.
We believe your father may be involved.
My father's dead. What exactly are you requiring from me?
Exploration isn't always a noble venture. We have to hold out the possibility that your father may be hiding from us. We have a job to do. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Is it basic? Because I mean, we brought it up last week when we were kind of sussing out what we were going to do for this for our 40th. Is it basically what I said last week with? Is it a Sandy Bullock? Just replace Sandra Bullock with Brad Pitt, and it's this movie?
Not really.
Okay.
To better and to worse.
Well, I mean, you're gonna. I didn't see this movie. So please, you're gonna have to give us the spoilers, the synopsis, all of it.
Right. So it's directed by James Gray, who
do we know him from? Well,
he did a movie called Two Lovers with Joaquin Phoenix.
Two Lovers.
He did the Lost City of Z with Robert Pattinson.
Pattinson.
Yeah, because he's playing the Batman.
Kill yourself.
Kill
yourself, sir.
And did another movie called The Immigrant. So
I know The Immigrant.
Yeah, so they're all good movies. And Lost City of Z is really interesting. This movie's good. It's not great. Yeah,
kind of like War. What did I say?
War Machine.
War Machine.
It has a lot of similarity. When I was editing the podcast, I was thinking about that because it is another movie
where Brad is playing a character of some. Is he playing an actual person that existed, or is it like it's a fictional?
It's fictional, and it's set in kind of the future.
And but he's playing a character. A character.
What in what sense?
In the sense that like. You can see him like putting on the effects of another person.
No. This is from Plan B, his production company.
Oh right.
So you get the sense that like he found this script,
baby. And he was like, "I want to do this."
He's like, "I want to do this. This is going to be my vehicle." And then there were probably places where people were like, "Hey, maybe we should try this." And he was like,
"Nah, we're going to do this."
Because it feels it doesn't feel easy, but the movie itself doesn't feel easy, but his performance feels easy and very subdued. It's not like there's not a lot of dialogue to it. He's basically, the premise is that...
So Castaway in space.
No. It's basically, there's these... It opens up and he's like on... There's this connection, this like... what is it? This tower that connects the Earth and goes up into outer space. And,
okay. Like a space tower.
Yeah, like a space tower. And he's up there working... And there's a lot of great like action moments in this movie. So it's kind of like this mix of almost
science fiction, right?
Science fiction, almost like Interstellar, but less sciencey.
Okay,
there's kind of dumb science.
Okay.
Actually, I want to pause here and say that if you want to see the movie, I recommend it. You should go see it if you like space things. If you like space movies, see it.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. In the theater. That's. I mean, we could save this till you fully review it. We could save it. Give us the full go. You saw this, I didn't. Give us the full, and then at the end, let us know if it's a C, if it's a fart or a burp.
What I'm going to say is I'm going to spoil it now. Right.
Fine. People know that.
Right.
We do that. We spoil shit.
If you feel like you're going to see it in the theater, don't listen to this. If you're going to watch it at home, you can probably listen to this.
You always are good about giving motherfuckers markers for this. So
yeah. Okay. So basically, there's a tower that connects the Earth to kind of space, and what they're doing is they're looking for outside life.
Right.
And they don't really explicitly say it, but the Earth is dying, just like the Earth is dying now. So, it's set in the kind of like near future.
Jesus Christ.
Not far enough away where like everything looks super like kind of Star Trek-y, but like, I don't know.
But there's a few little notes that let you know that technology is a little more advanced.
Maybe 20 years in the future, something like that, 25 years. This weird energy burst kind of comes, and he's like working outside in space, and it comes and it knocks him off this tower, and then he falls to Earth.
From space?
From space, yeah.
And survives?
Yeah, he's got one of those space suits on that can kind of like handle that sort of like, he gets pulled down to the Earth. He almost blacks out, but doesn't.
But doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. And he lands, and he's fine. After that draws the attention of some of the military men of NASA or whoever it is, and they bring him in. They're like, "Hey, listen, you're famous dad who went out to Neptune and was never heard of again, who's also played by Tommy Lee Jones. Listen,
Tommy Lee Jones is in this movie?
Yeah. We haven't heard from him in 30 years, as you know, but we've just heard from him now. And apparently he may be...
send him to go find his dad?
Yeah. Apparently he may be causing these weird energy fluxes that are devastating the Earth.
So the Earth is dying based on these energy fluctuations?
No, Earth is dying because it's just dying.
Because man has done man
but
shit.
These energy fluxes are not helping.
They're new to the equation.
Yeah.
And we need you to go figure out what's going down with that.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
And you have to take Donald Sutherland with you.
Donald Sutherland
yes,
is in
not Kiefer Sutherland.
80?
Donald Sutherland.
Ain't he like 85?
I don't know. Let's do the math here. Hold on.
Holy
look it up.
shit. Donald Sutherland
Donald
in this
Sutherland.
movie?
Who was born in 1935?
I'm not going to do that math. 80?
Let's see.
Is he 80?
40.
He's 80.
That would be 65, 75,
80.
75, 82 years old.
You say, what'd I say? What'd I say? I ain't even do the math that I told you.
Take this 82-year-old man with you.
What? I mean, he's not that much older than Picard.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Yes. So they blast off, right? And they go to the moon. And the whole time you're thinking, God, Donald Sutherland's old. It is. He looks old. He's Rob just literally spit up here. He looks old, like in the same way that Tommy Lee Jones is approaching old. If you go back and watch Men in Black 3,
you're being kind. You're being very kind. That motherfucker Tommy Lee he was old when they did Batman.
Yes, exactly.
So,
Tommy Lee Jones born in 1946, so he's still 10 years younger, 9 years younger than Donald
I'm pretty sure Tommy lived a little bit more of a rough and tumble kind of existence. Just saying. I don't know, but I can extrapolate.
Not to mention that Brad Pitt also kind of looks a little old.
But they meant that to happen.
Not really. I mean, this is one of my issues with the movie that's not really an issue. It's just one of those things that, like, Brad Pitt looks like, as he looks like he's in his 50s. He was born in 1963.
He's in his 50s.
He's in his 50s. So it's almost
so Brad
like
looks the way he's supposed to fucking look?
Yeah, but if you're in your 50s, you're not really out there being the one who's doing, like, the grunt work.
Well, you're not a fucking astronaut, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. You're not an astronaut.
Well, and you're probably also talking about the future and, like...
Right, who knows, whatever.
Right,
whatever.
Right.
It's not the big issue, but it is one of those things in the back of your mind.
You're like...
Wait.
They wouldn't send a 50-year-old man into space like this.
Yeah, and so every time they're like, you haven't seen your dad in 30 years because he went off in the secret mission to go to Neptune and to find alien life to help save us. That's the idea, is like help save the planet.
Okay.
One thing they don't do is they don't really establish anything on Earth that looks really bad. So you don't really know the state of
the stakes. You don't understand the stakes of why they needed to do what they did.
Okay. You know that these energy pulses are coming from Neptune, probably caused or inadvertently caused by Tommy Lee Jones.
So they are coming from Neptune.
Yes. Okay. They're coming from there. They say that there's like some kind of antimatter reaction. It's very loose. It's very loose.
So the science is suspect, is what you're saying.
Basically, Brad Pitt, your dad is at Neptune. You need to go find him.
And the inciting action is these pulses are coming from Neptune. We need you to go find out why. Yeah. And then the movie is basically the journey from Earth to Neptune.
Yes, exactly.
And so what happens when he gets to Neptune?
Well, first, there's multiple stops. First stop is you got to stop on the moon, right?
Oh, right, because it's a base and you got a slingshot and all that fuckery.
And I can't remember why, but they got to go to another place on the moon and on these little buggies. This is actually the best part of the movie because there are moon space pirates.
Wait,
on the moon
space pirates?
Yes, moon space pirates.
Oh, you're talking my shit right now. That's my wheelhouse.
That's what I'm saying. I think you would have liked this movie.
Huh.
It's not. It wants to be deep, but it's not.
How long?
It's got the same. It's about 2 hours plus.
Okay,
but 2 hours. It's got the same cinematographer of Interstellar. Yeah, so it feels like Interstellar, but it's not as smart.
Okay.
But kind of wants to be.
Okay.
It would almost be a better movie if they didn't embrace all of that and they kind of just more embrace the action side of it. But they kind of straddle the line between cerebral
and
exactly.
Okay.
So they get to the moon. There's some space pirates. Then they take another spaceship and they launch to Mars.
Okay.
Because they're trying to get to Mars, so that's where they can take another spaceship to go to Neptune.
Okay.
On the way to Mars, they get a distress call.
So wait, so humanity has bases on at this point on the moon and at Mars.
Yes,
so they can launch things.
Yes, exactly.
So humanity has expanded into the galaxy in a little, like we're fledgling Starfleet.
Yeah. We're realizing the Earth is doomed. We need to get
we
off
need to do
it.
some shit. Okay. Okay.
And we're 30 years we've been doing that for 30 years or 20 or whatever it is.
Okay, I'm with you.
Right.
I'm with
So another one of the better sequences, they go and they investigate this distress call. Brad Pitt's like, we shouldn't do that. That's a bad idea. And everybody on board is like, nah, we should do that. That's what we do.
He gets outvoted in this way.
Yes, he gets outvoted.
Who's the mission commander?
There's a captain of the ship.
Okay.
He can actually take over the ship at any time that he wants.
Okay.
But he has to, it's like a choice. He has to do that. And he decides not to do that and let them investigate. So they go onto this ship, right?
Wait, a derelict ship in space?
Yeah, a Norwegian ship that's just, they've lost contact with. It's there. Yeah, what's the question?
Yeah,
he's
what you can't see is I'm
hand.
raising my hand. How diverse is this cast?
It's conscious that it needs to be diverse. In the sense
does that
that
mean?
There's one black girl, there's Brad Pitt, there's another white guy, and I think another white guy.
Okay. Enough said. Continue.
You know what I mean?
Enough
Yeah.
said. No. Because based on the fact that they were like, yeah, let's go investigate a derelict ship in space. Yeah. If he had more brown people on that crew, the brown people are like, what?
What is...
No.
Yeah.
We are going to do the mission.
Yeah.
We ain't doing no Halloween haunted house bullshit that you on. The fuck are you talking about?
I think it's Lisa Gay Hamilton.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think that's who it is, and she can only basically read the lines she's given. Script tells me I have to say, yes, we must go to this ship. Anyways, right.
Okay.
I mean, it's exactly the same thing from like what is that movie Sunrise, whatever, don't matter. Any time that you're on a mission,
right?
Don't detour.
Don't detour.
Don't detour.
We knew that.
Don't investigate that weird thing.
And Brad's like, we shouldn't do this, and everybody's like, shut up. We're gonna do it.
Happens in Star Trek too. Happens
Right,
all the time. Don't do it.
What is wrong with spacefaring, motherfucker?
But for the sake of drama,
fair,
and for the sake of a movie that is glacially paced, it has this very slow pace.
Okay.
They put in a lot of action. They really try to, and this is one of the better segments. They get on this ship, and it turns out there are space monkeys. Yes, space monkeys. Space monkeys.
You said that out loud in a Brad Pitt movie.
Yes.
Okay. All right. For sure.
I wrote it down and underlined it. Space monkeys.
I mean, this is literally the second movie that Brad has monkeys in it. 12 monkeys.
Yes, exactly.
So,
space baboons, not like nice monkeys that will like come around and like be your pet.
no, these are like aggressive monkeys.
Space baboons, in 0G that like have learned to like bounce off the walls and come at you and bite your nose and face off.
Okay.
Right. So he dispatches the monkeys.
Florida in space.
Yeah.
Copy.
Yeah, exactly. He gets to Mars finally. You know what he sees there? Tasha Leone. She's there. She's there like checking him in, like being like, here's your equipment, here's your suit, and thank you very much. Like literally 30 seconds of Tasha Leone from Russian Dolls is in this movie. Don't know why she's there. I appreciate it. I'll take it.
Okay.
Right? Turns out that they're like, hey, guess what? We changed our minds. We don't want you to be on the ship that goes to Neptune. We're going to send these other people. You know, the people who were previously on the ship with you. I don't remember what the reason was. It kind of doesn't really matter. He's like,
no, I'm going to Neptune.
Yeah, I'm going to Neptune. So he sneaks aboard by traveling underneath.
Why does he have to sneak aboard? Are they like actually like forcibly keeping him off this Neptune mission now?
Yeah, they basically said you have too much of an emotional investment in this, which I'm like, come on, it's his dad. That's the reason you sent him.
You sent him to find this man, and now you're keeping him off of it because he's too emotionally invested?
Turns out the mission parameters have changed. They're like, you also have to take this nuclear bomb. You're going to basically blow him up.
You're going to blow Neptune up?
Yeah. Because what they've slowly revealed through the story, not Neptune, they're going to blow up the spaceship that's sending these antimatter
it's
fluctuations.
A ship.
Yes,
it isn't actually the planet.
Yes.
So his dad was on this mission that was on the ship that his dad used to go to this mission.
Yes.
Dad is dead, obviously.
No, Dad's still alive.
Okay, please continue then.
Whatever. So he sneaks aboard the ship. He accidentally kills everybody aboard this ship.
The ship that he takes to Neptune?
Because when he sneaks aboard, they all flip out because they're like, why are you on our ship? Right? You know, they're like, and they try to detain him.
And so he murders everybody?
No, they end up pulling a gun out and they shoot like a fire extinguisher and it pollutes the air. He's the only person in a suit, so they all get poisoned. And this is major spoilers, but it turns out that Tommy Lee Jones, when he got to Neptune, this is what you learn, they searched for other life with their sensors, and they could not hear any other life. And so everybody on the ship wanted to turn back and go back to Earth. Okay. And Tommy Lee Jones said, no, we're going to continue the mission and keep searching. They tried to mutiny, so he killed them all by suffocating them. So it's like this parallel between Brad Pitt's character and Tommy Lee Jones' character. So 80 days later, he finally gets to Neptune. He meets his dad. And now it's like almost 2 hours into the movie. You're like, this movie's ending pretty quick.
So, okay. So if we're doing some extrapolatory math here, his dad went into space when he was maybe 30.
Yeah.
Brad, so that's 60 years old, give or take?
Brad Pitt?
No, Tommy Lee.
Tommy Lee Jones is like his age. I don't know what age they want you to believe he is, but he looks like he looks almost as old as Donald Sutherland. By the way, Donald Sutherland gets to a point in the movie where they're just like, he's like, I don't feel good, my heart, or whatever. He's like, I can't go any further. That's when he's on the moon. That's it. You get the sense that
a third of the way there.
You get the sense that when you hire Donald Sutherland for a movie,
you're only gonna get a third of it.
You know,
you're only gonna get.
Like, imagine hiring you at 80, and they're like, here's your paycheck.
I'm gonna still be good. I'm gonna look like this.
Now, if you're doing Ronnie. I'm doing heroin.
Right, fair. I mean, but I'm not gonna do a lot of Ronnie. Y'all think I'm gonna be just out here just Ronnie?
At some point, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, Rob's he's doing Ronnie and his thing."
That may be true. You may catch me on a very Ronnie extravagant.
Looks like Rob's not going to Mars. He's staying on the moon.
Yeah, Rob's not going to Mars. He's in the bathroom with a needle in his arm.
Yeah. So basically, Brad Pitt talks sense into his dad and is like, "We got to blow up the ship. It's destroying Earth." And his dad's like, "Okay, fine." And he's like, "Come back to Earth."
So his dad has survived in orbit on Neptune?
For 30 years.
Okay.
In orbit, right.
Okay. By himself?
By himself.
And he's not batshit crazy?
He's crazy.
Oh, he's batshit.
Yeah, he's batshit.
Okay.
Yeah, he's batshit, barely keeping it together. Brad Pitt's
keeping... So he is sort of cogent and there. You spent 30 years you murder up the crew of your ship and you spent 30 years by yourself and you ain't just... kind of motherfucker?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty
with
much.
I'm with it.
He's like, I'm still searching for whatever. Who knows what he's been doing for 30 years? They don't really... He's got a lot of research.
Okay.
Right? That Brad Pitt takes. And as they're going back to their ship, Tommy Lee Jones, like, kicks off into space, and Brad Pitt tries to, like, save him.
He's like, I don't want to go back to Earth. I can't.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to sacrifice myself kind of thing.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Brad Pitt gets back to his ship.
Back to it. No. I think your Freudian might be what you're feeling.
He gets back to his shit, and he set an alarm on this nuclear weapon for 3 hours.
Okay.
But it was arbitrary. He could have set it for 6 hours. He could have set it for
He didn't know
2
how long
days.
he was going to be.
He just set it for 3. So suddenly there's a time crunch. He's got to get back to the ship in time. He gets there, he gets on the ship, and just at the right moment, the nuclear weapon explodes, and he rides the shockwave back towards Mars.
Okay. And that's the end of the movie.
It's pretty much the end of the movie, yeah.
So, all right. This is your all right. I'm gonna pace it out here.
Yes.
It's your anniversary.
Yes.
You're in the theater with the love of your life, the mother of your children.
Yes.
You've just finished watching this Two and a Change movie.
Yep.
Burp or fart?
Definitely, I think burp.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a B-, maybe a C+.
Okay.
You know, I was talking with Laurel about this.
What were her thoughts? Did she like it?
We have this thing where we turn to each other and we're like, as soon as we realize the space travel, set in space movie, whether it's The Martian or 2001, Interstellar, Gravity, Apollo 13, The Right Stuff, Moon, First Man, we have this moment where we look at each other and we say, it's not this one. It's not this one.
Okay.
But we're waiting. We're waiting for the next 2001. We're waiting for... And Interstellar got really close. Interstellar was a good movie. The whole Matt Damon segment doesn't quite do it for me.
What's the name of the Sandy Bullock one that I keep forgetting?
Gravity.
I liked Gravity.
I liked Gravity a lot, too. When I saw it in the theater, I tried to watch it at home and was like,
nah.
Sunshine was the name of the other movie I was trying to think of, where they have this detour where they're like, we're on a mission, and there's we got a distress signal from this other thing. This isn't. So, like, what is the best space movie? It doesn't include Star Wars. Doesn't include Star Trek.
Space movies. You mean space movies about astronauts, not space movies that inquire like blasters and fuckery? Because I would argue Barbarella is up there.
Right. Yeah, and we're not including
those.
Yeah, and we're not including Galaxy Quest. Maybe one of the
best space movies of all fucking time.
Exactly.
No, I really. I reluctantly saw Gravity, and having watched Gravity, I was like, "That's actually a really great idea of what like what the trauma of space would be if these circumstances kind of pointed out."
Gravity's like the best science version, I think, of the space movie.
I think that's where, if you're going to tell a story about like space travel and space things like that, especially if it's in the context of like now-ish, the science has to match up for me. Like if the science doesn't match the fiction, I'm gonna be like how I felt about In the Shadow of the Moon,
right?
Which we'll talk about.
You can talk about it now because we only got about 15 minutes left.
Well,
let's get into your thing. So I'd say I think that if you really like space movies, go see it in theater. Ad Astra, Dad Astra, Brad Astra.
Stop.
If you just kind of like space movies, see it, check it out at home. If you're not into space movies, don't watch it.
Catch a bootleg.
Yeah.
See, this to me feels like a catch a bootleg moment.
Yeah, catch a bootleg. I'm trying to think of what else.
Yeah. Anything else?
Well, yeah. No, for you, what do you got?
Well, I didn't see this movie, but I wasn't.
You didn't want to see this, really.
I wasn't. Yeah. I think based on the fact that there wasn't a lot of traction about advertising this movie, kind of lends itself to where it kind of falls in the parameters of viewership.
Yeah.
And like I said, War Machine I saw last week, with Brad in it, and I was kind of in the vein of being like, is this another one of these movies where like it's a War Machine kind of movie where Brad is taking on another aspect of something that is, for me, is entertaining, like the military aspect of it, like the strategic aspect of War Machine was what drew me initially to watching it with Brad, and the space aspect of this and the science aspect of this is what would have drawn me to watch it. But based on what I saw last week with him in War Machine, kind of, it made me really reluctant to spend the money to see him in this movie that I hadn't gotten any real good advertisements for.
I think that was the right call, because I think very quickly what happens with Brad Pitt, I think, is if he doesn't have a strong director that can really guide him, that he can really respect,
or somebody
and
could be like,
to.
"Hey, Brad, this feels like this."
Exactly.
This feels like this.
He's making a jerk off motion there, ladies and gentlemen.
Who's going to tell Brad that you're jerking off in the scene?
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
He's made it to an echelon of fame that, like, unless you're getting like a director with a name or some sort of noteworthy thing behind them, who the fuck's gonna be like Brad?
Exactly.
That's garbage.
Nobody, especially when it's
another one.
His production company making the movie.
Right.
Nobody's gonna tell him.
Nobody's gonna be like, "Hey, boss, that shit was trash.
Yeah,
we should do another one."
Yeah, or hey, this, because all the set pieces were there for that movie. It just needed, like, I'd say 15
massaging
lines in different places to help make it just a slightly better script. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So you watched In the Shadow of the Moon.
I did. But, like, I hadn't planned to, because that day I had planned to go see Hustlers.
Yeah.
And my day I just ran out of hours in the day, and I was like, fuck, I didn't get to go see Hustlers. I guess I'll watch Shadow of the Moon, because it had come up in my feed, and there's a bunch of things about that I should have liked. The cast being one of them. That dude from Alien, the most recent Predator movie. He's the dad from.
You're talking about the main guy.
The main guy, yeah.
Boyd Holbrook.
Who
nobody knows his name.
I've seen him in a bunch of shit. I still don't know who the fuck he is.
He's RoboCop in the remake.
That's not RoboCop.
Yeah.
No, that's not RoboCop.
It is.
No, it's not. RoboCop in the remake is something Kinnaman, who was in that other.
Oh man,
yeah,
Joel
so Kinnaman. He was old boy from.
This is Narcos, dude.
Wait, the guy who did
the original Narcos, 2015-2016.
Yes, that motherfucker. But he's also the dude.
These two guys in my mind have been the same person.
Are you serious?
Yeah, for like 5 years.
Jesus Christ.
The guy in RoboCop in my mind was the same dude in Narcos.
That's not. Yeah, no, not even. No, I think the guy.
All white people look the same to me, man. Seriously, all blonde-haired, blue-eyed, white-looking dudes. They start to look all the same.
That's what I say about white women. That's what I say about the. And it's. I'm sorry. If you're a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white woman and your hair is at least shoulder length, bitch, you look exactly like the same bitch I saw the other day. Like you all look the same.
That's by design, though. I think.
Is it?
I think a little bit, yeah.
Is it?
I think that's a cultural thing that's happening. That like
you can't distinguish one blonde woman from another blonde woman.
Yeah, well, I probably don't look much different than many other short white guys.
I don't know, man.
People
I feel
probably
like
only remember me because I'm short.
Nah, like I feel like you've always had a distinctive look because, like, I mean, I could pull you out of a lineup, even if your back was turned. I was like, oh, that's my boy right there. Yeah, now you're gonna get him. Take the bag off of his head.
The guy with the well-defined back. Looks like he
exercises
I don't know about
all that because you only just got the well-defined back. You didn't have the well-defined back all the times that I knew your ass. So you worked to get the well-defined back, and I'm not going to take that away from you. Good job, good on you. But no, that's not it.
This dude was in Logan.
Yes,
Boyd Holbrook.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Slowly figuring this out.
Yeah. No. But anyways,
It's a normal, boring shift. Too much, Dad.
It's like a puncture wound. Boys across town just got 2 more bodies. Said both had some kind of mark on their neck.
Had 3 random victims with the times of death and minutes apart. Bodies are miles apart. How's that work?
Suspect heading west across Liberty.
Hello, Thomas.
What'd you say?
Is this where it happens?
We're talking about In the Shadow of the Moon.
yeah, it fell down. The science on it fell down for me.
Directed by Jim Mickle.
I liked a lot of the cast. I liked Bokeem Woodbine. I liked Boyd. Who else was in there? There was another cat in it. I was like, oh shit, you're in this?
You're talking about Dexter.
Yes,
Yeah,
Dexter.
Dexter's
Yeah,
right.
your boy. What's his face?
Michael C. Hall.
C. Hall.
Yeah.
And they all all the notables in this are really good. What falls down is this. This is a decent science fiction story, but the science falls down.
Yeah.
The science falls down on this in a big way, and I was like, man.
What for you fell down specifically?
Well, specifically for me, it's the science of like, okay, so this is supposed to be not that far in the future, but according to them, every 9 years, basically like a blood moon, like a special kind of moon, allows this bridge to open that allows people to travel from the future to the past.
Don't worry about it. It's just science,
right? It's just it's one of those like science. But at the same time, like I accidentally figured it out in the first 10 minutes of
That's interesting.
Like the scene where he's fighting her in the subway station for the first time, and she's like, "I'll see you again," and she's like, "I want to say something to you, but I like all that like wrought thing before she falls in front of a train." I was like, "She's related to this motherfucker," and I couldn't figure out how. Like I was like I didn't understand how she was related to him. I was like, that bitch knows him somehow. She's related to him in some way, but I couldn't figure it out until the the daughter aspect of it. I was like, oh.
Pause for 1 second. If you're listening, this is In the Shadows of the Moon. It's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
You want to see it.
It's brand new.
Do you recommend it?
I recommend it.
I recommend it too.
I recommend it.
Yeah, I think seeing it. Maybe stop listening here because we're going to spoil it.
We're going to spoil the shit out of it.
So yeah,
I recommend it.
It's
like,
free. It's on your TV.
It's on
you
your
could
TV,
do worse.
and that's what happened. Like I was like, oh man,
if you like time travel,
it's not the worst time travel story that I've heard. Like I said, the only thing that really falls down for me is the science aspects of how how this person ends up being. Because like honestly, I accidentally figured it out, but then I was like, once she reveals it at the end of the movie, I was like, you could have just said that shit, and all of this could have been alleviated.
I agree.
This whole movie could have been.
100%.
You're like, I'm your granddaughter from the future.
Stop hunting.
Stop hunting me because blah blah blah. Like if she had just said that from the top, I was like, oh well, yeah, he wouldn't have this need for every 9-year cycle, and because the movie starts with like a date. You start in 2024 at the top of the movie. They show you the top of 2024, and like something catastrophic has happened. There's like fire and smoke, and it's a scene from like the middle of a city where it looks like a terrorist attack has happened. And then you basically cut to this premise where every 9 years this thing happens. So you get to clock, like if you know how to do math, you're like, oh, this only has so many places to go.
Right.
So you get to the finish line before the movie does.
I agree.
And so you're like, oh, and I accidentally did it. I just was like, oh, she knows him. They're related.
Yeah.
Not really understanding that. Oh, they're gonna expound upon how this makes sense.
The other problem I think is that he doesn't really have a lot to do other than wait time out.
Right, and they don't show you him waiting time out.
No,
they don't show you that.
No, well, they show him aging. They show him in a beard, looking shittier and shittier. But they don't really show him coming to any bigger conclusions.
Right. Like what would have been for me more interesting is showing him sort of like figure out the pieces between these times, between the 9 years. That would have been not just showing up at the moment of the 9-year anniversary of this thing and trying to catch. So basically, he basically has 4 chances over the course of this movie to try to catch this person, this perp, because he's a cop.
Right.
He's a cop and then becomes a detective, and you kind of see him go from cop to detective to private eye to nothing to drunk.
Yeah.
And so you're just basically waiting for him to sort of catch up. And like I said, I had figured it out early. And then by the time the reveal happened, I was like, oh, well, fuck. She could have solved this by saying just 3 lines.
I got the gist of it. The granddaughter thing was surprising to me.
Really?
Yeah. That was...
It was surprising to me in the way that I was... In my mind, I thought that it was his daughter who would... In that Carbon, what's that movie?
Altered Carbon.
Altered Carbon. Yeah. In that way that she had sort of like uploaded into another body. That was my initial thing. I was like, that's his daughter, but she's got a new body or something like that. Cut to.
There were interesting like elements of.
There were.
Well, I guess in the future, in 2024, they show that flag fall, and it's like a circle of stars.
Right.
So you get that.
But you understand why that is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, you can explain it. I mean,
I really just want to take it.
It's like the idea is that in the future, some rogue group of.
Well, no, not in the future. And hit pause because I'm going to go pee.
Okay.
I have to.
Pause. Unpause.
Appreciate you. That's a good look.
We're talking about the strange, not the strange, but in the future, some other governmental
agency
or group of states has formed together into this kind of, you don't know, maybe they're fascist.
Well, no,
who knows?
Well, that's the other thing.
Don't know.
You don't know. They introduce this character who's a scientist who's like, I understand what's going on here with this person. Mm-hmm. You should listen to me. And then he disappears for a third of the movie and then shows back up and he's like, oh, I'm creating the technology that she's going to be using in the future to do this. And you're like, okay, I can buy that.
Sure.
I'm in. Sure. That makes sense. Okay, I can buy that. But then he subsequently gets dissipated into it struggled to sort of like keep all the pieces together scientifically.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, like it's wonderfully shot. It's a decent story. Like I like the premise. I just don't think the execution was up to.
Overall, I just don't think the protagonist has no agency in the sense that he's just waiting every 9 years for this person to come back. And
based on the trauma that like the birth of his daughter is also the death of his wife.
Yeah. On
the same day that this event happens.
Well, here's an immediately better idea that when she says, I'm your granddaughter and you're very important to the future and you have to take care of me, make that halfway through the movie.
Right.
Then give us the other half of the movie that shows him having to take care of her until we get to that future.
Right.
Show me some of that stuff, because that sounds a lot more interesting than the guy just slowly losing his mind and not shaving or bathing and becoming a drunk.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, So that was one of the things I was into this week.
Yeah.
But based on that, what else? What else you got?
I don't know. With my phone, we only got about 5 minutes. So what do you got?
All right. Well, I'm gonna go quickly because there was a dark horse that came out of. Yeah. Well, I wanted to talk about because you brought up the Bond thing. I went back. There was the first half of this week. I didn't have internet connection, so I started to watch.
What happened?
I don't know. Something happening on my block, so I didn't have the internet for about 72 hours.
I'm surprised you weren't here.
Well, I ended up. I saw X-Men: Dark Phoenix.
Okay, what did you think?
I liked it.
Yeah,
I liked it. I didn't expect to, based on what you said when you saw it. I liked it. Quantum of Solace.
Yeah,
it's one of the best Bond movies that they've made. It's one of the best ones. And I wish I could talk about it at length a little bit, but there's a segment. It's the first chase scene that happens.
Yeah.
It's the second chase scene that happens. After he's driven Mr. White into whatever, and he's chasing down the agent who is killed. Whatever. Anyway, it's some really great editing and some really great. The editor deserves his money because it's one of the most exciting and best scenes I've ever, even now, I'm thinking about Bond movies that I've seen with Craig in it. It's one of the best.
He's angry in that movie. It's one of the ones that comes out super
the love
angry.
of his life had just gotten murdered in the
That's
one
why
before.
I think that's what's one of the best factors of that movie. That he's just so angry.
But he never really shows it. It's fantastic.
There's a mystery surrounding that movie. It's what does the title mean? Quantum of Solace.
Because Quantum is the name of the people that he's after, and the Solace is him sort of solitarily dealing with the death of a woman that he loved. Quantum of Solace.
Yeah,
I could parse that out, but I don't have time. Fuck you. I got 5 minutes. Yakuza. I went and watched Yakuza.
You did.
It's dope.
Okay.
It's dope. And what I can the Quantum of Solace and Yakuza both were the movies that I watched for the movie making aspects of it because Yakuza is a masterclass of movie making.
It really is.
It uses
Sidney Pollack.
All of the techniques that you would have learned in film school at that time are used in this movie. It's incredible. There's an overhead shot. There's that whole overhead shot of old boy taking on the at the end where he's fighting all the different Yakuza, and they just shoot it from the top, and you could tell that the motherfucker he trained in samurai.
We'll do a whole episode on 1974 Sidney Pollack movie, The Yakuza. Highly recommended. Written by Paul Schrader.
It's fantastic, and you could tell whoever wrote it had a love and appreciation for Japanese culture because there was a respect and a dignity in the storytelling, even though that the protagonists weren't Japanese. Anywho. Iron Man. I went back and watched the original Iron Man.
I need to do that soon.
It's still so fucking good.
It's still so good, right?
It's incredible.
It's been a long time. It's been about 10 years since I've seen that movie, I think.
Go back and watch it. Downey, your boy, the dude. Even
Jeff
Paltrow's palatable. I feel like the last time that Paltrow had any heavy lifting to do was in Iron Man.
Yeah.
Ever since then, she's been coasting through the Marvel universe. She's show up maybe a couple days, do absolutely nothing, and be in all the fanfare. But
question: is Iron Man one word or two?
It's two.
Yeah, you're right.
It always is two. Okay, and now there's going to be a bunch of different caveats. There's gameplay, there's trailers, and there's gameplay footage, and then. I'll do these three because they're all of the same vein. Mo Gilligan.
Here's the gauntlet. They gotta go.
Mo Gilligan. This is stand up. Mo Gilligan. Momentum. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
He's a British stand up comedian. I don't know him other than he's a brand new stand up guy, and it's on Netflix. He's very funny. It's a lot of It's. I identify him because he's Caribbean in origin. His people are Caribbean, but he's English Caribbean. So there's a whole different aspect, but he tells a really good set. Nikki Glazer.
I've seen her.
Yeah, you've seen her. You know who she is. She's pretty. She's white.
That's not why I know her.
That's why you know. She's pretty. She's white, but she's actually really, really, really funny. And a lot of her stand-up is super personal. I recommend this one. I like Nikki Glazer. I think she's funny. It's hard. It's hard because she's really, really, really attractive. Which makes me think a lot of why you are successful as you are is because you're super white and you're basically like the alt-right's mascot for what beauty standards are. But she's actually really funny and really kind of subversive to her own thing,
her own beauty.
Jeff Dunham, beside himself.
Okay,
it's Jeff.
Damn, you watched a lot of stand-up.
Yeah, I did. I needed to be happy this week. All right, I just really needed to win. Jeff Dunham's Beside Yourself. I actually don't really like Jeff Dunham. I don't. I think his way of telling comedy with puppets is so
he's a ventriloquist.
He's a ventriloquist, but it's so bland, vanilla ass bullshit that I'm always like, man,
come
fuck
on.
this. But this particular one, he has conversations with his puppets with cursing, it was out of the realm of his standard Jeff Dunham. I'm talking to puppets, and because I'm dealing with puppets, it's all PG and really safe. And he actually addresses a lot of that shit in the stand up.
All right, you got one last thing.
No, okay. Well then,
what is it gonna be?
It's gonna be the dark horse for this week. They came out of nowhere. I wanted to talk about Birds of Prey, but I'm not. I'll say
we'll talk with Emancipation, Birds of Prey, Harley Quinn.
Ses Manos. I think it's brand new to Netflix. It may even have been today because I turned on the PlayStation this morning while I was waiting to do some stuff, and it was the first thing that popped up. It's animated. It's basically 3 Mexican orphans who do kung fu. But it's animated, and I think it's done.
Mexicans?
Mexicans.
They can't be heroes,
right?
What?
And it's subversive in a way that I was like, oh my god! I started watching it at about 9, and I ran through the first 3 episodes. I think it's only an 8-episode season.
There's only 8 here. This looks good.
It's incredible. Danny Trejo voices one of the characters. I think his name is Mike Coulter. Basically, the cat who played Luke Cage.
Yeah,
he voices one of the characters in it. I don't know the other guys, but the anime style reminds me of Castlevania.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's the same animators, but
it does look like that. Yeah,
it's done. Viz Media. I know Viz Media, and they are responsible for a lot of the anime that I've loved growing up. Dragon Balls. Like they bring I think they're sort of like the American turnabout station for anime.
Mm-hmm. It says that orphans raised by a martial arts master are plunged into a mystery involving demonic powers, drug cartels, ancient rituals, and blood sacrifice.
All having a very Mexican Latin bent to it.
Yeah,
it's graphic and it's brilliant. I highly recommend it. Ses Manos. SEIS or CS Manos.
Mm-hmm.
It came out of nowhere. I started watching it.
So it's not Seis?
It might be Seis. I don't speak.
Six brothers.
Is that what that is?
I think so. Manos.
6 brothers
or six friends. Mano y mano.
Well, there's only 3 of them.
Maybe Manos means legs. Six legs.
Seis, not like this.
Seis.
So. Yeah, it might be 6 brothers, but I don't. Maybe they get to a point where they're telling that story, but maybe it might be Ses. Wait, say it again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Seis Manos. It might be Seis Manos.
Yeah.
For my Spanish-speaking friend, don't shake your head at me.
I'm shaking my head at myself for 2 years of Spanish in high school and a year of Spanish in college.
Plus, you work in 2 restaurants where most of your kitchens are.
I only know dirty Spanish.
You're ridiculous.
I'm your host, Lawrence Al.
And I'm your boy, Rob Karma Robinson.
If you're wondering what that sound is that you hear constantly, it's my bed. We're about to get a new one.
Don't let him fool you. Don't let him fool. That's not his bed. That is actually...
It's my hip.
Yeah.
It's my metal hip.
It's his hip. You should oil that, bro.
You can send us email at whatweinto@gmail.com. You can send us $1 at patreon.com/whatweinto. We're on Facebook, Dial_Lawrence. No, that's Twitter. Whatever. What We Into. You can Google us. Check it out. And that's it. We got to pick up some little kids now from school.
Happy 40th week, bro.
Thank you. Happy 40th to you too, man. Later, haters.
We're not making that a thing.
You did. You did
No,
last time.
no.
I forgot about it. You
No.
reminded me in the last episode.
Well, then I should kill myself because why did I do that?
Stop.
Hey, I thought it was gyro.
It's not gyro. It's a gyro. You know why it's called gyro?
No.
Because it goes around in a circle like a gyro. It's a Greek word for circle. Gyro.
Gyro is nothing compared to gnocchi, the delectable Italian pillow pasta that you can find at Italian restaurants like Gersi and Cobble Hill. On the menu, another tongue twister. Bruschetta, that's actually bruschetta.